how did you sneak it in is the question. If you have an answer, 601-995-1017. So Saturday, Stained and Breaking Benjamin was on stage at the Brandon Amphitheater. And before the show, we set up the Y101 tent outside the gates and we're meeting people. It was awesome to meet so many different Adam and Allison family members. That was a lot of fun. And one particular person came up, introduced herself. We had talked for a moment and she said that she loved listening to the show. And then I was like, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then she called me out. She's like, stop being fake. And I was like, stop being fake? What do you mean? And she said, you're being fake. You're being all nice to me. You don't have to do that. And I said, no, that's real. I wouldn't have given a crap about you if you wouldn't have said you liked the show. So it's not being fake. But so anyway, she had sort of gassed up the show.
Yay!
So I was feeling good. And then she tried to get in and she came back and she's like, I need you to me. She tells me that I need to take her perfume, little bottle of perfume, and hand it to her through the gate because security wouldn't let her take it in.
Oh, my. She's asking you to help the crime.
Right, which obviously I was not going to do because if security catches me doing that, not only is that a problem for me, could potentially be a problem for the company we work for,
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I can't do that. But then I was oddly peer pressured and she was like, fine, whatever. And so now I'm thinking she thinks I'm a dork, but she put it in a flower bed and was able to reach through a fence to secure it once she was on the inside, got her perfume back. So it worked out. Thought it was a pretty creative way to do something like that.
Yeah, it was interesting. She didn't just take it as a total L. She was like, I'm not throwing this perfume away. This is my perfume, and I might need it in case I get to meet Breaking Benjamin or Stained or something.
Correct. So how did you sneak something in? Do you have any stories? Because I definitely have stories.
I ruined a purse because I tried to sneak in some smoothies into a movie theater whenever I was 13.
How did you think that how did you think that was going to work?
I thought it was going to be okay. I thought the lids were on there tight enough and, I had the straws ready to go. I had this big, big, big purse, so I figured I could just gently settle in the 2 smoothies for me and my friend to go into the movies with. And sure enough, whenever we got to the movie theater and I went to take the smoothies out of my purse, there was smoothie all in my purse.
A few years ago, I was getting ready to go to a football game. My brother was in college and it was at his college, and he's getting ready to head to the tailgate, and he's like, oh, I need an empty water bottle. And I'm like, for what? And he said, watch this. And he kind of flattened it out a little bit. So it was more concave than it would typically be, filled it with Fireball or something and just shoved it in his pocket.
Oh!
And snuck it in that way. Thought that was pretty good.
That is very creative. I've never seen that done before.
601-995-1017. Whether it was a sporting event, concert, whatever, what did you sneak in and how did you do it? Or whether it's a sporting event, concert, movie theater like Yolanda, who texted us at 601-995-1017. It says, when I was 14, this boy was dating my friend and we met him at the movies. During the movie, he pulled out 3 burgers from his pocket and asked if we wanted one. No, what the heck? Needless to say, she didn't meet him again until after that. And I bet that boy is still questioning what he did wrong. All he did was offer delicious burgers to the girl he was dating and her friend.
He's so close. But we don't want your smushed up pocket burger.
Well, some beggars can't be choosers.
So she didn't beg for the burger?
I don't know what you want from him. That seems like a perfectly normal thing to do.
This text says, went to a Guns N' Roses concert in Little Rock, and they didn't allow tobacco products, so people were just having to toss them. But I hid a pack for my cousin in my boot.
That's funny.
There you go.
Anonymous, go ahead. What did you sneak in?
Okay, it wasn't me, but I was with the girls that did it. We went to a music festival called Bonnaroo in Tennessee. And the girls smoked a lot, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Right. I did not think that they had anything on them, but it turns out when we got through checking, which, by the way, takes about 3 hours by itself, getting through to where they can check your car and everything, she hid, so much in her bag, and they didn't even check it.
Wow.
I was so upset. I was like, why is that here? We could have got gotten kicked out.
Oh, that would have been bad. Glad you didn't. But then again, like a music festival, like isn't that stuff kind of allowed there?
No, I don't think so. I think, there are just people who they know to hide it, and some are better than others,
So
I guess.
I only say that because I have an uncle who tells a story. He is still mad to this day about something that happened a long time ago. He got a flask confiscated from him at a concert, and he gets in. He was of legal drinking age. That's what he always says whenever he tells the story. I was of legal drinking age, and they took my flask, and then I get in, and everybody's smoking illegal substances that are not allowed by law, but my legal flask with legal alcohol was confiscated.
Well, one, because they want you to buy their alcohol. You're not supposed to be bringing that in. And two, the other people probably knew that they absolutely were not supposed to have that stuff, so they did a much better job hiding it.
Or they just figured, let's calm these people down. There's going to be less fighting and everything. It'll be better for everybody involved.